Hello, welcome to all our viewers joining us on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, the Papare. CHNFC taking on Havelock Sports Club in Nippon Paint Rugby League 2023-2024.
Club Rugby is back on the Papare. Eight contenders, one champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialogue TV channel 126, Dialogue View app and thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
ඇෆ්ගනිස්ථාන ක්‍රිකට් කණ්ඩායමේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරග සංචාරය 2024 උද්වේගකර එක් දින තරග 3ක් සහ T20 තරග 3ක් පෙබරවාරි 9 වනදා සිට 21 වෙනිදා දක්වා ඩයලොග් ටෙලිවිෂන් 10 ක්‍රිකට් සහ Sony Sports 10 5 HD ඔස්සේ සජීවීව නරඹන්න ඇක්ටිවේට් කිරීම SMS හෝ My Dialog app මගින්.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles. Original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
Introducing NeosPay, a fun way to make payments from your Neos app. For the fun of paying, #NeosPaid.
Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Protect your home from harmful bacteria. Nippon Paint Medifresh, a powerful combination of silver and zinc ions. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
හඳුන්වා දෙන NDBC Digital Youth Account NDB බැංකුව
Spicy fun vibe එකදී වර කරන්න beat එක remake කරන්නට වෙන්න හදවත බාවලා යන්න ගින්නර fashion කරන්න fun කරන්න කොතුමි kick එක වෙන්න Prima කොතුමි fun තමයි.
Introducing NeosPay, a fun way to make payments from your Neos app. For the fun of paying, hashtag NeosPay.
Hot and spicy fun by Rugby Marakaranga. Beat the remake Karanga Winna. Hada Bawala Yana, give me a fashion Karanga. Fun Kurana, Kotumi Kiki Kolena. Prima Kotumi, fun tamai.
Club Rugby is back on the Papare. Eight contenders, one champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialogue TV channel 126, Dialogue View app and thepapare.com. Sri Lanka.
Welcome to the live action brought to you from Royal Complex on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, the Papare.com. The penultimate game of Nippon Club Rugby League 24-23. CHNFC taking on Havelock Sports Club in this game. This game, of course, does not have any bearing to who will go on to be the league champions. However, this game will decide who will be the second runner-up, who will take that number 3 place. So both the teams will be coming out with all guns blazing into this game and making sure that they put out a really good outing here at Racecourse. CHNFC traditionally play their games this entire season at the Racecourse, but have made the small trip across the park to Royal Complex. The weather forecast for you, maximum at 31, minimum at 21. It was nice and cloudy and there was not much of sun, but sun has decided to come out here at the complex. And the wind, of course, there is a wind from left to the right of your screen, so it will be interesting to see who will opt to play with the wind and who will have to play against the wind in the opening exchanges. Joining me in the comment box is Mr. Abdullah Yusuf. Very warm welcome to you, Abdullah.
Yes, good evening, Sudarshan, and good evening to all our viewers. Yes, quite an interesting encounter, as you said, Sudarshan. Both teams vying for that number 3 position, and I think particularly so for Havelocks. I think they'll be pretty disappointed that they lost at home to CHNFC in the early stages of this league. I think it's a loss that probably set them back a bit and probably dented their confidence for the rest of the league, but I think it's a chance for them to make amends and look and try and get to that number 3 position, which I think given all circumstances, which will probably give them a bit of happiness and a bit of satisfaction going into the knockouts.
Definitely some consolation that will be. This is what happened on week 9. Army Sports Club taking on Police SC, 37 points to 42. That was a humdinger of a game. 5 tries by Army, 6 by Police. That was very interesting, and Police managing to win it at the death with a score of their own, 42 points to 37. Police have already secured plate. That is very good for the Cops. And Navy Sports Club have ended up with the wooden spoon this league. They haven't been able to get at least a win. 14 points to 41 at the hands of Air Force last week, and this was a close one. Havelocks versus Candy Sports Club, 15 points to 19. How many times of this season have Havelocks gone down to the opposition team by 4 to 3 point margins? Abdullah, that will really break their hearts when they look back at the season, because most of the losses that they had at the hands of CRNFC, CHNFC and also Candy Sports Club, both at home and in Candy, has been very close affairs. CHNFC, of course, looked very convincing and dominant in the first half of that game against CRNFC, but come the end of the game, CR were way too good come the second half. 32 points on the board for CRNFC, who kept their hopes alive of making sure that they win the league after almost 2.5 decades and setting up a thriller of a clash against Kandy Sports Club tomorrow that will be at London Place. This week's results, so far one game have been completed. Navy Sports Club finishing up their season with another loss at the hands of Army Sports Club. Siddharaka Dikkumara being phenomenal in this game for Army Sports Club. He's been such a loyal servant for Army Dikkumara, picking up the Black Knight Player of the Match accolade as well, and putting up a thrilling performance against Navy Sports Club. The points table just before we go into the penultimate game, just with 2 games to be completed, this is how it looks like. Army have played all 10 of their games. 1 game, of course, is still ongoing. Police Sports Club taking on Air Force. That is at Ratmalana. That should be an interesting one because Air Force will be looking for some consolation in order to try and make sure that they leapfrog Army if they possibly can. Police, on the other hand, will be quite happy that they managed to get the plate. They have 30 points more than what CH has. CH will be hoping that they will be able to try and finish in number 3, but all eyes will be on those 1 and 2 positions. CRNFC, clean slate, 9 games, 9 victories, and they have 52 points on their ranks. Kandy, on the other hand, 9 games, they had 1 loss. That was against CRNFC. They lie at 48. We will later on we will talk a little more about the scenarios on how either of the teams can win the league. Havelocks, on the other hand, the 2 teams are playing this game. Havelocks and CHNFC are at 27 points each, so it will be interesting, and will be interesting to see which team go the distance today.
Yeah, that's right. With regard to this particular game, I think both teams will want to just get that win from an 8-team competition. Just to say that you are third sounds a lot better than fourth. And this, of course, is the top try scorers, which doesn't include this final weeks of rugby. So last in the corner, Tilaka enjoyed a hat-trick last CHNFC, so he remains as the top try scorer with 9 tries. Hiranta Pereira, the police center, is also close behind him with 8 tries and could very well equal Lasindu if he manages to get a score or 2 today. Sudaraka Dikkumara has been very good for Army this season. He's managed to dig them out of some pretty tough situations with all his experience. His teammates, Lasanta Kumara and Skipashen Bandara, also on equal terms with him at 7 tries apiece.
Top point scorers who have been brilliant for their respective teams. Tarinder Ratwate stands right on top with 79 points to his name. 1 game to spare. He will be hoping, and also the Kandy faithfuls will be hoping that he will be able to add a lot more points to that tally tomorrow. Ashan Bandar in second with 73 points. Hirushanet will be featuring today. He might be one of the players who can upset the apple cart on top and go ahead of Tarinder Ratwate with 6 points. Tenukunana Kara NFC first 5-8 has been impressive in that number 10 jersey for the Reds. He has been absolutely phenomenal. The control that he has shown at CRNFC have really helped CRNFC to be successful this season. Samuel Madhuanta, of course, 51 points for Havelock Sports Club. Haven't been able to compete in all the games, but all of us know what sort of a monstrous boot that he has, and Madhuanta will be an interesting addition to this game as well. Abdullah, very interesting weekend for rugby. We may not have Six Nations happening this weekend, but who needs Six Nations when you have a CR versus Kandy similar to the ones of old, Abdullah? Because I've met a lot of people who've been who are hoping to come for the game, and all of them are saying, let's make sure that we go there by 2:30, 3 o'clock. Just like the old days, if you didn't go to the ground at 3 o'clock, you wouldn't get a decent seat to watch the game.
Yeah, isn't it great? After a very long time, there's a lot of anticipation, a lot of talk about this big match that's scheduled to be happening tomorrow. And I think TRNC for making happen, going to Candy and putting in that magnificent performance, just Candy play. The bottom that they are to guns blazing down in place as well. But overall, I just have that kind of excitement, that conversation about the game, about the club game again. It's just great. I'm sure Nippon Paints will be more happy than anyone that they've just got that kind of I think it's great for Sri Lanka rugby, and let's just hope that it's a very good, entertaining game. And
today, CRNFC and CHNFC did play those title contenders last weekend, but if you are to judge by how the teams performed against these two teams, CRNFC took on CHNFC, and CH managed to trouble CR in that opening exchanges, but the conditioning of the CR players did come through come the second half. Same cannot be said about Kandy Sports Club, who really had to huff and puff in order to make sure that they win that game. 19 points to 15 is a little too close for comfort, Abdullah, because anything could have happened. Last minute interception, your game's gone. So Kandy will be hoping that they come down, and they will be hurting definitely, because they are not a team who are used to being in this position, being defending champions. They are coming as the second favourites. CR, on the other hand, will go into the game as favourites. All credit to them, because they pretty much have been the better team throughout the season. They peaked at the right time. The game management has been good, and also the energy and the conditioning that they've had has been top dollar from start to end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing that could prove crucial in that game is how both teams handle the pressure, isn't it? The roles have pretty much reversed. Kandy are forced to play a bit of catch-up rugby. CR and FC are on top, so that with that brings its pressures as well. There's a lot of expectation around London Place. If you go there, you can see all the club members, the ground staff, everyone is very excited. So it'll be interesting to see how this young CR team handle that kind of pressure. Kandy, on the other hand, it's a different kind of pressure they have to face. I'm sure that they're expected to win the league every time. There's old stories that you don't win, you can't go to the town, that the players, being a boy from Kandy, you must be knowing and having heard those stories. So a lot of pressure on Kandy as well. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams handle that pressure. But it's these kind of games that, as spectators, as rugby followers, that you live for, isn't it? Just that excitement, and it's just great to have that once again after a pretty long time, to see that kind of excitement back in club rugby.
Well, as for CHNFC, they will be pleased at the fact that they are in the top four. CHNFC and Havelock Sports Club. Havelock's, like you mentioned, had so many close calls, but really couldn't go the distance. Didn't have that X factor to break into that. What we'll do now is we'll try and take a look at how the two teams have lined up for this game. And we are also receiving news that the Gymkhana Club skipper Avantali will be departing for his higher education, will be pursuing his master's. So this probably will be his final game for the Gymkhana Club. All the very best to him. But here's the visiting team, Havelock Sports Club. Faiz Azmir Fajuddin, who is absolutely no stranger to this turf. He'll be happy getting to play here again. Jonathan Fernando makes up the front row. Surya Dodangode and Christian Dillile. The locks, Sinal Silva, Dilshan Chatura and Oliver Buckle. The third row for Havelock Sports Club. Rifan Mohammed and Sandesh Jayavikrama pair up as the halfback pairing, and Jayat Rajaratna and Dinupa Seniviratna, the two Dons, make up the two wings for Havelock Sports Club, with Mushin Falil and Sujesh Jayavikrama making up the centre pairing, with Samuel Madhu Wanta at the back. Replacements in the Naika, Seniviratna Fernando Mohammed, Fernando Chandimal Varnapura and Chandimal making up the playing squad of 23 for Havelock Sports Club. As for the Gymkhana Club, Dushmant Priyadarshan, the oldest, probably the oldest player on the club circuit. Priyadarshana has had terrific longevity. Pulas Disastanayaka, Charit Silva, very experienced front row for CHNFC. Gihan Madhushankar, Nirosh Pereira will be the locks. Gimhana Silva, Ravindu Anjul and Janit Laksara, the third row for the Gymkhana Club. Abzal Mohammed has been brought into the number 9 position with Rohit Rajapaksa wearing the number 10 jersey. Tanuja Madhuranga and Janithu Dilshan come in as the wingers, and Tikshana Dasanaik and Namant lead the skipper in the midfield pairing. Malik Pereira will be at the back, and I believe that is because Hirush Netusara is still nursing his injury. Madhushanka Gamage, Chamudita, Malita, Lakshita, Kilan, De Silva and Ranasinghe, the replacement or the finishers for the Gymkhana Club.
Yes, it's interesting that CH will be without Hirusha Nethmina. We saw in that last game against Siab when he left the field, the game pretty much turned on its head. His kicking, not just from the tee but even out of hand, is so crucial for CH and FC. So it'll be interesting to see how they adapt to that change. A lot more emphasis will fall on Rohit Rajapaksha as well to control the game from that number 10 position. His kicking game could prove crucial as well. So it'll be interesting to see how CH and FC adapt to that change. And it's something that probably Havelocks will look to exploit at the back of that, at the back of the CHNFC three-quarter line with their kicking game. But let's see how things pan out, and we're just waiting for both teams to come onto the field.
Yes, we'll go for a quick commercial break, and we will have the live action and the kickoff being ready when we come on the other side.
Club Rugby is back on the Papare. Eight contenders, one champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialogue TV channel 126, Dialogue View app and the Papare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here. Presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
ඇෆ්ගනිස්ථාන ක්‍රිකට් කණ්ඩායමේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරග සංචාරය 2024 උද්වේගකර එක් දින තරග 3ක් සහ T20 තරග 3ක් පෙබරවාරි 9 වනදා සිට 21 වෙනිදා දක්වා ඩයලොග් ටෙලිවිෂන් 10 ක්‍රිකට් සහ Sony Sports 10 5HD ඔස්සේ සජීවීව නරඹන්න ඇක්ටිවේට් කිරීම SMS හෝ My Dialog app මගින් ඩයලොග් ජාතික ක්‍රිකට් කණ්ඩායමේ නිල අනුග්‍රාහක.
Your clan, all the samurai, they need you now more than ever.
What did you see?
It's big. We're gonna make it home.
Make sure you're not late for dinner.
Buckle up.
Catch the action of the Afghanistan Tour of Sri Lanka 2024 live. Enjoy 3 ODI matches and 3 T20 matches from 9th to 21st February. Live on Dialogue Television, 10 Cricket and Sony Sports 10 5 HD. Dialogue, the official sponsor of the national cricket team.
It's quite an atmosphere. Rugby's greatest championship. Ball to set. Marcus Smith must be. This time, go
Presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Starts January 19th, 8 p.m. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. Dance all you want, but don't get timed out. Sri Lanka Tour of Bangladesh, 3 T20s, 3 ODIs and 2 tests. 4th March to 3rd April, live on the Papare TV, the Papare TV HD and Dialog View app, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ක්‍රීඩා විකාශනයේ මෙතෙක් අත් නොවිති නම් වෙතම අත්දැකීම් සමගින් ක්‍රීඩා ටෙලිවිෂනයේ සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය The Papare TV තාලා ටෙලිවිෂන් නාලිකාංක 126 ඔස්සේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව.
England back to conquer India? Or will India wield their might? The cricketing showdown of the year. England takes on India in an epic test series that promises passion, rivalry and unforgettable moments. England Tour of India, 2nd February to 11th March, live on the Papare TV and Dialog View app, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
First and exclusive.
Music fades, but art is for keeps.
Dominic Toretto, you're about to learn all about fear. Boom!
This is incredible. Sick, and it's all ours.
You can get this team to the Special Olympics finals. You might be ready to be back in the NBA.
First and exclusive. All new on Saturdays.
The history maker of sport. Innovative, incomparable, unleashing an experience. The Papare TV. Now exclusively on Dialog TV channel #126, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
ඉන්දිය ආධිපත්‍ය බිඳලීමට එන ඉංග්‍රීසීන්. ඉංග්‍රීසීන්ට පසු නොබසින ඉන්දියානුවන්. එංගලන්ත කණ්ඩායමේ ඉන්දීය සංචාරය ටෙස්ට් තරඟ 5කින් සමන්විත ද්වන්ද්ව සංග්‍රාමයේ ආශ්වාදය. පෙබරවාරි 2 වෙනිදා සිට මාර්තු 11 වෙනිදා දක්වා සජීවීව The Papare TV සහ Dialog View app ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව.
March Madness is back. Are you ready for the big Match Madness? March Madness, live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
8 contenders, 1 champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog TV channel 126, Dialog View app and the Papare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. No stone will be left unturned. Presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Starts January 19th, 8 p.m. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Season 1, Danuma. Season 2, Charitavaliya. Season 3, Krida Viplava.
Club Rugby is back on the Papare. Eight contenders, one champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialogue TV channel 126, Dialogue View app and the Papare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
ඇෆ්ගනිස්ථාන ක්‍රිකට් කණ්ඩායමේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරග සංචාරය 2024 උද්වේගකර එක් දින තරග 3ක් සහ T20 තරග 3ක් පෙබරවාරි 9 වනදා සිට 21 වෙනිදා දක්වා ඩයලොග් ටෙලිවිෂන් 10 ක්‍රිකට් සහ Sony Sports 10 5 HD ඔස්සේ සජීවීව නරඹන්න ඇක්ටිවේට් කිරීම SMS හෝ My Dialogue app මගින් ඩයලොග් ජාතික ක්‍රිකට් කණ්ඩායමේ නිල අනුග්‍රාහක
Your clan, all the samurai, they need you now more than ever.
What did you see?
It's big. We're gonna make it home.
Make sure you're not late for dinner.
Buckle up.
Catch the action of the Afghanistan Tour of Sri Lanka 2024 live. Enjoy 3 ODI matches and 3 T20 matches from 9th to 21st February. Live on Dialogue Television, 10 Cricket and Sony Sports 10 5 HD. Dialogue, the official sponsor of the national cricket team.
It's quite an atmosphere. Rugby's greatest championship. Ball to Sax. Goes on. Marcus Smith must be for the away goal. This time, go Scotland. Look where Christian has run the weather. This is astonishing. That is a great moment.
Presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Starts January 19th, 8 p.m. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Dance all you want, but don't get timed out.
Sri Lanka Tour of Bangladesh, 3 T20s, 3 ODIs and 2 tests. 4th March to 3rd April. Live on the Papare TV, the Papare TV HD and Dialogue View app, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ක්‍රීඩා විකාශනයේ මෙතෙක් අත් නොවිති නව්‍යතම අත්දැකීම් සමගින් ක්‍රීඩා ටෙලිවිෂනයේ සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය The Papare TV ඩාලා ටෙලිවිෂන් නාලිකාංක 126 ඔස්සේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව.
England back to conquer India? Or will India wield their might? The cricketing showdown of the year. England takes on India in an epic test series that promises passion, rivalry and unforgettable moments. England Tour of India, 2nd February to 11th March. Live on the Papare TV and Dialogue View app, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
First and exclusive.
Music fades. But art is for keeps.
Dominic Toretto, you're about to learn all about fear. Boom!
This is incredible. Sick, and it's all ours.
If you can get this team to the Special Olympics finals, you might be ready to be back in the NBA.
First and exclusive. All new on Saturdays.
The history maker of sport. Innovative, incomparable, unleashing an experience. the Papare TV. Now exclusively on Dialogue TV channel number 126, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Welcome back to the Royal Complex, and finally we are ready to get going with the game. There was a little bit of an extended delay due to the fact that from what we've been informed, the ambulances were available, but apparently the safety equipment was not, so the referees refused the game to be started. Finally, all is well, and Arna Shanta will be the man in the middle with the whistle, assisted by Shankar Bekon and Tarindu Pereira. With CHNFC readying to kickstart the proceedings. Rohit Rajapaksa, the man in the middle, in the number 10 jersey.
Ready, Captain? Okay.
Referee Arna Shanta
Okay.
whistles it off for Mushin Falil, collecting it for Havelock Sports Club straight away, getting in on the act, running straight at the defenses. Jaya Vikrama to his older brother Jaya Vikrama. Sandesh to Sudesh. Havelocks with a big carry. Bumps off the would-be tackler. Oliver Buckle has been impressive for Havelocks since his inclusion. Here's Falil. That's going to be a penalty. Will that be a card? We will have to wait and see.
Captain! Captain!
But arm coming out as part of a tackle is what the referee has adjudicated, so it will only be a penalty in favor of Havis.
There's some good work by Havelocks, stretching the CHNFC defense end to end, and eventually managing to get a penalty. They were on an advantage as well, and that's a wonderful touch finder by Samuel Madhuwanta, driving play well into the CH22. Just the start Havelocks would have wanted. Play the game in CHNFC's half. You need to keep in mind that Havelocks are playing with the wind in this first half, so they'll need to make maximum use of that. Fajuddin with the throw in. It's a short line out, a three-man line out. Finds Dorangoda. Unfortunately, throw is crooked.
Oh, how many times have Fajuddin functioned as a hooker? How many throws would he have thrown in the same place, in the same grounds? Old Royalist Fajuddin played hooker for Royal College, and he's the skipper of the Havelocks outfit. Would be disappointed that he couldn't hit the mark when the team had the advantage. Mohammad Afzal has been brought to the half-back position by CHNFC. Will be looking to get some creativity at number 9. Rajapaksa doesn't find touch. It's collected by Seneviratna. Madhuwanta's attempt at a drop goal is not successful.
Yes, I think there was a bit of confusion whether Madhuwanta just kicked the ball into touch on the full, but he actually attempted a drop goal attempt. So it should be a 22 dropout, and eventually that's what it's been called. Referee probably aside by that kick. to ensure the correct decision has been made. Ball up. Mushin Falil acting as scrum half. Ball is spread out. Abdullah Faiz taking the ball up into contact. That's a big tackle made, but the referee is not.
Well, this time he's not kind as he was the time earlier, and Mohammad Abzal found guilty. Got to be very careful if you are going to go into a negative play, trying to intercept, you will be in trouble, and that's what it was exactly. Cynical play by Abzal. Take a look at this. The halfback coming in. Abzal made it look like he went for the tackle, but he was going for the ball.
Yes, it was right in front of the referee as well. And I don't think he was onside either. He was not behind the hindmost foot. Madhuanta makes no mistake. So Havelocks draw first blood. 3 points to nil. And CH will need to contend and manage the next 10 minutes or so with 14 players. Sure, Havelocks will look to exploit that advantage to their benefit. Losing your scrum half is not ideal. Someone else will need to have to step into that role. Rajapaksha restarts proceedings. Collected by senior Jai Vikrama, who makes no mistake with the touch, so it'll be a line out. Just on the 48-meter mark.
Heavy is lucky to have kickers all around the park come into their back line. Sudesh, Sandesh, Falin, Jayaratna, Seneviratna, every single one of them very able kickers. CH put under pressure by Havi's forwards, but Fajruddin found guilty of going high on Johnny Chandimal of CHNFC. Rajapaksha's kick to touch. Approximately 6 to 7 meters outside the 22-meter line.
So looks like it'll be number 21, Matisha Pereira, who will act as the scrum half. CH win the line out. Slow ball, bit of confusion on who has to play the scrum half role, but eventually managed to get the ball out. Nice. CH trying to force the issue, eventually losing possession, and it's turnover ball. Madhuanta finds a good connection. Will it be able to get into touch? Just oh, has it found touch? Yes. What a wonderful kick. Samuel Madhuanta from virtually his own 22 has driven it right up the other end, just 5 meters away from the try line. What a kick. It just made, that's what you call making maximum use of the wind to your advantage.
Take a look at it. Just a feet or two outside the 22 meters. A lovely kick from Samuel Madhuanta, and he just goes, yes, absolutely no problem there. It shaves the corner flag by Madhuanta. 50-22, Havis setting things up. Dodangore collects it. Available at the back for Fajruddin, but good initial defensive work by CHNFC. It'll be held. CH come away with possession. Again, it was Dushmanta Priyadarshana, the old fox, who came through the middle of that maul and managed to put pressure on the ball carrier at the back. Havelock's guilty of not guarding and binding tight in the front of that maul. Twice they've come into the 5-meter area of the land. They've coughed up position very cheaply.
Set. Same level. Number 3.
It's a real missed opportunity for Havelock's. Rifan. Break from the base of the scrum, probably to create a better angle. Rajapaksha probably will act as the number 9. CH trying to get a few more yards, attacking along the fringes. Have Havelock's managed to spoil it? Not quite.
Roll away. Roll away.
Matisha Pereira filling in for the scrum off position. Pass it out to Rajapaksha. Doesn't find much ground, but importantly, gets it into touch.
Line it, come.
When you find yourself in those kind of situations, 5 meters out from the try line, you just got to ensure that you make maximum use of it. What a wonderful kick that was by Madhuanta from virtually his own 22. It's important Fajruddin gets this right. He does. Again, looking to employ the driving maul. Fajruddin though breaks from that maul. Rifan pass it down to the forwards who take it up. Quickly recycled ball. Havelock's just trying to get the 3/4 going. Unfortunately, forcing that pass was Sandesh Jayavikrama onto his wing, which was not a good one. So the ball trickles into touch. Havelock should have done better really to take it up midfield. Try and create a phase or two before going out wide.
The bench for CHNFC with the watchful eyes of Coach Sanat Marish, absolute veteran in coaching in the country. Crossed over to the Gymkhana Club from the Park Club last season.
Time on. Same level.
CHNFC last won the league in the year 2000. And haven't been able to chase that since.
Set.
Here looking for a better finish than last season. They've already secured a better finish than last season, managing to get into the top 4. Rajapaksha's conversion just finds a couple of meters.
So far, Havelock's line out hasn't functioned as consistently as they would like.
Back.
Once again, shortening the line out, going for the 3-man line out. They didn't work the last time around. This time going to that number 4 pot, this time successfully. Break on from a peel off from that maul, being taken up. And he's been adjudicated as held on. Some wonderful work by CH blindside flank, I believe. It's Nirosh Pereira.
Chatur Dilshan found himself isolated. Broke away and absolutely no one to clear that, but pouncing on that ball was Gimana Silva from CHNFC.
Gap back, close counter, gap back, please. Sorry.
Free kick awarded to CHNFC because Harris were warned not to close the grab. Another warning coming up towards Havish. You cannot close the gap.
Yes, and also I think you cannot jump across, isn't it? And that's very clearly what Havelocks did. So 2 infringements on that occasion. It's a chance for CHNFC to send play back into Havelock's half. A break on the short side. Matisha breaks on that short side. A good run. Big tackle by Havelocks.
Lovely bit of work by Havelock defensive unit, ganging up on that man, and he was dealt with force, who coughed up the ball cheaply, trying to do 8-9-14. Did very well to go down, make the ball available for the next man coming in, but Anjula runs into 2 men, loses the ball forward. That could hurt. Now CHNFC restored to their original number with Abzal coming in. Havish falling to Madhuanta. Thinks about giving it to Jai Vikrama. Back out the hand to Rajaratna. Rajaratna with space puts the ball to boot. And for CHNFC, Tanuja Madhuranga has the good sense to call mark. He had to do that. That was desperation.
But if Jaitu Rajaratna had just showed a bit more composure, there was support inside him. Just needed to look inside. Kicking should always be the very last option.
Especially when you come into the red zone of your opposition side. Got to make sure that you try and make maximum of it. Havelocks have given away position very cheaply multiple times in the opposition red zone. Will that come to bite them later on in the game? We will have to wait and see. But this game is important for both these teams. It's always good to go out on a high as a team, finishing a season. Yet again opting to go with the 3-man line out. Havish, Rifan, now Falil, Madhuanta, Rajaratna, ripped away by CHNFC, who've been very decent in their defense. They've turned balls over. Now Havish need to release him. Managed to get his knee on the ground. Abzal.
No, please no hands.
Luxor. No hands, said the referee. Ruck was formed already. Christian Delisle managed to tackle that one, but a fraction late in arriving there.
Havelocks have been pretty wasteful with the position they have had, isn't it? They just haven't been clinical in executing their offensive plays. Position-wise, you'd have to say that they've really enjoyed that part of the game. Territory to a great extent as well, but just haven't been clinical enough in their attack to put points. They just lead by 3 points to nil, but I'm sure if you get the stats of the position as well as territory, they definitely have a huge advantage, which unfortunately for them does not reflect on the scoreboard.
Oh, well, Gamage's throw.
As I think there, the assistant referee was telling the hooker not to throw in, but he did anyway, so it'll be retaken once again.
That's going to be a crooked. Got a second chance and he does the same thing. Gamage.
Just wondering, Sudarshana, whether the wind is playing a part in these lineouts. A lot of crooked throws within this first 20 minutes of the game. As a former hooker yourself, maybe you'll be able to read it a bit more. Doesn't look too windy though.
very well be the pressure that's telling on both these guys. Here's Buckle breaking from the back, gets away from the third row. Big hit on the initial tackler. Refund to Jayavikrama. Madhuanta straightens it up. Back of the hand. Didn't need to throw that pass. Javi's trying to be too cute. Have lost position very cheaply, like we've earlier mentioned.
Yes, he didn't need to, but at the same time, Jayatu Rajaratna needed to be a bit more aware, isn't it? Knows that Madhuanta has that back of the hand pass. He had managed to attract a couple of defenders towards him. Fortunately for Havi's, Rajaratna not expecting that pass. So position once again turned over to in favor of CH.
A full line out this time goes to the 6th spot. Here's Anjula from CH. Abzal Rajapaksa. Now CH through Priyadashana. Loses the ball forward. Rifan to Jayavikrama. Doesn't find the distance he was looking for. Big carry by Laksara, but forward pass says the referee.
Okay. Water break.
And we will break for water as the conditions are hot and humid. A pretty messy half, messy quarter rather, Abdullah. Both teams not putting a price on the possession, good possession they've had, and have been pretty wasteful.
Listen, though Havelocks are leading 3 points to nil, CHI, you'd have to say, would be pretty happy with the outcome because Havelocks pretty much dominated position as well as territory, but again, just not being clinical enough in attack to put more points on the board. So I think considering all facts and the fact that CH had to endure a yellow card as well, they'd be pretty pleased that they're only down 3 points to nil in this first quarter.
Yes, CH and FC, despite being a man down, have been pretty encouraging. Havis, on the other hand, would be pretty disappointed that the fact that they have given away possession very cheaply in promising areas of the field.
Time on. Hurry up, come in.
So we'll recommence play with a scrum around the 40-meter mark in CH's half.
Hurry up.
Been pretty much a stop-start affair thus far. Both teams just sussing each other out. Just haven't been able to get any fluency in their play.
Time on. Coach.
So Rifan to feed into this scrum.
Set.
Referee breaks it up as it's not done, doesn't deem to have been steady.
After that short break, a little bit of argy-bargy by both the sets of forwards. Here's Rifan. Ball available at the back and opts to give it to Jayavikrama to Senaviratna. Now to Chaturadil Shan. Rifan to Buckle. Falil. Show and go, and here's Jayavikrama, who goes all the way, says thank you very much. The younger Jayavikrama touching down for Havelock Sports Club that time. seems to have put on a couple of more kilos than what he looked like playing in the Petrite colours. Sudesh. But Havis will be pretty pleased with that because that's what they had to do all this time. Just get that continuity right and be patient. After doing just that, they get their first try on the board. 8 points with the conversion to come.
Yes, wonderful bit of skill and vision by Jai Vikrama. Saw the defense drifting across. Madhuvanta makes no mistake with that conversion. So Havelocks extend their lead 10 points to nil. Just have a look at that wonderful piece of creativity by Jai Vikrama Jr. The Havelock's defense was just drifting right across, but had the presence of mind to sell a dummy. Have a look at that once again. Buckle drawing a couple of defenders of his own. Falil and Jai Vikrama just selling the dummy. CH inside shoulder tackling. Found wanting.
Well, Jai Vikrama sold the dummy and Janindra Dilshan bought it like it was coming free at him. Faiz making the ball available, but this time around Janindra Fernando dropping it cold. Lack of concentration. Take a look at that. It was in his bread basket. There's no way he was dropping that, but
yes, a really poor unforced error. Chance for Havelocks to strike back immediately. Abzal with the feed in.
Referee having a little bit of a laugh and saying both the props have mastered their dramatic abilities. Nataha Rangakalava, he said. Big hit by Havis, who are looking to run now. Jai Vikrama to Senaviratna, but ball is left behind.
The assistant ref seemed to have picked something, but there was a call for a switch play by the Havelocks 3/4. Unfortunately, communication not successful. So referee calls for an infringement, and CHNFC after a while have found themselves back in Havelocks 22. It's a good attacking opportunity. Got to make it count. Referee Arun Shanta just calming the scrum halves down. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of option CH will take from this line out. They're going for a full 8-man line out. Now it's reduced to 5, or rather 7. So that's another crooked throw. So this is a problem that both hookers have been grappling with in this encounter. It's hard to understand why, isn't it, Sudarshana? There doesn't seem to be a huge win factor here.
No, it's a complete mistake of the technique. If we can take a look at that replay again. Pulasa Sanaika making absolute hash of that throw. Wasn't sure which man he was trying to hit. Coughs up position so very cheaply, especially in the opposition red zone. Must be pretty frustrating for the backs of the Gymkhana club as Havis up to get out of jail but doesn't find touch. Looking to run is Janit. Ball available at the back. Here's Abzal to Disanaika, who's trying to consolidate for his cricket throw. Abzal yet again runs. Abzal is not your natural scrum half, so doesn't get the distribution from the base. Opts to run a little bit, takes a couple of more steps. So if the defensive team is privy to that, they can put pressure on the scrum half.
I think the referees just got to let the game go from that kind of situation, isn't it, Sudarshan? I don't think there was much wrong with taking that tap. Have a look at that once again. So that was the infringement according to the referee, saying that ruck was already formed. So another opportunity for CH.
Well, this is unfortunate, isn't it? Because we spoke about how Hiroshi Netmina's inclusion is very important. Without Netmina, they are not able to go for those 3 points. Or else they were in a very kickable area of the land. Those 3 points do add up. Maul from CHNFC, who managed to get the first part of the line outright. They are battling away towards the try line. Abzal to Priyadarshana.
CH losing the ball in contact, but referee was playing advantage for the collapsing of the scrum. Rather collapsing of the maul. So CH this time decided to take a short tap. Priyadarshana takes it up. Creates a ruck. Havelocks, CH forwards rather, we look to try and attack through the fringes. So far, Havelock's managing to keep them at bay. Now that we can go short once again, but eventually managing to score. So eventually that decision of taking the short tap, paying rich divisions for CH. I think it's their number 8, Janit Lakshar rather, who puts the finishing touches to that move to draw first blood for CHNFC. Have a look at that once again. Did not go around, went right over because they were so close to the try line, did Laksara. Just identifying a bit of space in that Havelock's defense. So CHNFC right back in it. And you have to say, Sudarshana, Havelocks will be pretty disappointed that they themselves one score between themselves and Havelocks after dominating most of this game. Matishavara with the conversion attempt, not successful, so score will remain 5 points to 10 as we enter the 30th minute.
CHNFC have been knocking on the door, took it quickly. Well, it seems like it actually. Ihan Madhushankar was the try scorer for Havis. Have carried the ball close to the line. It was Madhushankar who went over that pot. Pressure on the clearance, but not finding touch. Madhuvanta gives it to Jai Vikrama, who goes through the middle, makes the ball available. Unfortunately found the boot of a retreating CH defender. Now Anjula looking for space, finds it in Than Madura. That's going to be a loss forward. Loss of concentration. Madhushankar that time. You may be wearing number 6, and when you turn that around, it may look like a 9, but never easy to be a halfback. Got to look at men on the outside.
It's pretty much been a error-riddled performance by both teams. Just not finding any fluency. Just a 5-point game though. Both teams still very much in it. Rifan with the feet to the scrum. Feeds his 3/4. Jaya Vikrama hoists it high. Safely collected by the CHNFC wing 3/4. They managed to turn it into a ruck. CH have numbers out wide. Will they get it out? Johnny Dilshan down the right flank, left flank. Does well to stay in play. Sending in a crowd, Abzal. Long cutout pass. But have Havelocks managed to poach that? No. So it's slow ball for CH. Making it out. Abzal just looking at his options available, eventually deciding to go for the safe option to Madhushankar, who will set it up once again. Rather Priyadarshan to set it up once again. On the left hand side, Avantali trying to create something for his team in his final game. Gains a bit of ground, ball recycled once again. Abzal feeding the ball out. Once again Abzal deciding to change directions. Bit indecision, but a high hit is the call. And eventually referee penalizing Havelocks for that high tackle. And a chance for them to further narrow this lead. Interesting to see what option they'll take, Sudarshana. So far both teams have shown a preference to go towards the touchline, but looks like on this occasion they will be going for the points. And it will be Rajapaksha to do the kicking duties.
Well, CR, I beg your pardon, CH rather, would have done well to try and kick at the post the early occasions as well. Maybe Rajapaksha is more confident from this part of the field. This is why an established place kicker is so very important to any team. Hibrusha, one of those players who really put his hand up this season and was delivering for the club. Rajapaksa connection is good, and so is the direction. Gets 3 points. 8 points to 10 with that penalty conversion. CHNFC ever so close. Just 2 points away from Havis. Will be the happy a lot going into the break, Abdullah.
Very much so, because they have been under the pump, and just to find themselves just a couple of points behind, they will be pretty thrilled with that performance. And also you'd have to say that Havelocks themselves have contributed to it as well. The lineouts have been pretty average, you'd have to say. Crucial moments, the ball handling has let them down as well. CH on the other hand, whatever little opportunity they've had, they made it count. And still hanging there, down by 2 points. Abzal with the feed. Break from back of the scrum from Abzal to Dilshan, who takes the ball up. Once again going back in play is CH, Abzal this time. Passes it back to Pereira, who hoiks it high. And looks like it's gone out on the full. So these are the unforced errors which CH need to cut out from their game. Just having scored a penalty. Needed to be smart on how they approach that situation. Get back into Havelock's half and restart from there. But due to that poor kick, it'll be a line out now. Just about 10 meters away from the 20-meter line. Fajuddin with the throw-in. Again a three-man line out. This time finds his mark. Break from the back of that maul. Makes good ground. Irfan sending out the recycle position. Jai Vikrama with a big cutout pass to Madhuanta. Madhuanta back in field. Looking for a bit of space. The ball comes out. Dodangora. Abdullah Faiz takes the ball up just about 5 meters away from the goal line. And unfortunately, another error by the Havelock scrum half. Havelock do go down this game, Sudarshana. They have only themselves to game. They've had plenty of opportunities in the game, but just haven't been good enough to make them count. That's another example. So close to the try line. Needed to show a bit more composure, not rush things too much.
Yes, they've been really guilty of not letting the game flow. Buckle has been replaced
Time on. Ready?
by Chamat Kilan, who comes in to a bigger partner. Charana Sendanayaka,
Bye.
who comes into the first row, pushing Janindu Fernando to the number 8 position. Here's pressure on Rajapaksa. Manages to get the ball onto the opposition half. Rajaratna letting it bounce, and leisurely trotting up his former skipper Senaviratna. Both former DSN Anayaka skippers, and was a brilliant centre pairing.
Advantage.
This time Fajuddin, the heavy skipper, has really looked off colour today, Abdullah. Hasn't looked himself.
Yes, even this the core aspects of the game, isn't it? Even the throwing into the line out hasn't been good. So we just entered the last few seconds of this first half. Just a 2-point game.
No. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Havelocks, despite enjoying majority of the position and territory in this game, haven't been consistent enough to convert them into points. CH, with whatever little scraps they have come their way, have made maximum use of it. So a center scrum here for CH, going on to the open side. Rajapaksha to Lee, makes a half break, but just being ankle tapped. Taken forward by the CH forwards, but penalized, saying the maul has been formed. So I don't think CH will have any hesitation in going for the post once again on the stroke of half time. What a story it would be if CH and FC go into half time with the lead. They'll be pretty happy with that. Rajapaksha has signaled to the post. He'll be the one lining up the kick. Had a successful attempt previously. Virtually at the same distance on the opposite side. Rajapaksa taking his time. Strikes it reasonably well. Unfortunately, going across the post.
Half time.
So that will be half time. Well, but not finding the target. So that's the way after CHFC trailing Havelocks 8 points to 10, but you'd have to say the way the game went on, especially in those first 20 minutes, CH would be the happier team.
Oh, without a doubt, CHFC managed to see off wave of Havis attack. Havis, on the other hand, were guilty of giving away position so very cheaply. Unfortunately for them, couldn't make very good opportunities convert into points. CH, on the other hand, have been on a scavenger hunt. Anything that was available, they pounced on it, and they made sure that they were getting into good positions. This was one of the highlights of the first half. Samuel Madhuvanter's Montrose 50-22. Then first score for Havelock Sports Club through Jai Vikramo, who sells it like an ice cream on a hot day to Johnny the Dilshan, and getting the first try for all the Havis. Plenty of crooked throws and missed opportunities for CH, but somehow managing to keep the game still to a 2-point game. 8 points to 10 is the score from Royal Complex in this penultimate grade.
Spicy fun vibe Rugby කරන්න beat එක remake කරන්නට වෙන්න හදවත බාවලා යන්න ගින්නර fashion කරන්න fun උතුරන්න කොතුමි kick එක වෙන්න cream කොතුමි fun තමයි.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles. Original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
Protect your home from harmful bacteria. Nippon Paint Medifresh, a powerful combination of silver and zinc ions. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
Hot and spicy fun vibe Rugby කරන්න beat එක remake කරන්නට වෙන්න හදවත බාවලා යන්න ගින්නර fashion කරන්න fun උතුරන්න කොතුමි kick එක වෙන්න cream කොතුමි fun තමයි.
හඳුන්වා දෙන NDBC Digital Youth Account NDB බැංකුව.
Introducing NeosPay, a fun way to make payments from your Neos app. For the fun of paying, hashtag NeosPaid.
cream කොතුමි fun තමයි. Spicy fun vibe Rugby කරන්න beat එක remake කරන්නට වෙන්න තමයි.
හඳුන්වා දෙන NDBC Digital Youth Account NDB බැංකුව.
Introducing NeosPay, a fun way to make payments from your Neos app. For the fun of paying, hashtag NeosPaid.
Club Rugby is back on the Papare. Eight contenders, one champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialogue TV channel 126, Dialogue View app and the Papare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
ඇෆ්ගනිස්ථාන ක්‍රිකට් කණ්ඩායමේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා තරග සංචාරය 2024 උද්වේගකර එක් දින තරග 3ක් සහ T20 තරග 3ක් පෙබරවාරි 9 වනදා සිට 21 වෙනිදා දක්වා ඩයලොග් ටෙලිවිෂන් 10 ක්‍රිකට් සහ Sony Sports 10 5HD ඔස්සේ සජීවීව නරඹන්න ඇක්ටිවේට් කිරීම SMS හෝ My Dialog app මගින් ඩයලොග් ජාතික ක්‍රිකට් කණ්ඩායමේ නිල අනුග්‍රාහක.
Your clan, all the samurai, they need you now more than ever.
What did you see?
It's big. We're gonna make it home.
Make sure you're not late for dinner.
Buckle up.
Catch the action of the Afghanistan Tour of Sri Lanka 2024 live. Enjoy 3 ODI matches and 3 T20 matches from 9th to 21st February. Live on Dialogue Television, 10 Cricket and Sony Sports 10 5HD. Dialogue, the official sponsor of the national cricket team.
It's quite an atmosphere. Rugby's greatest championship. Ball the set. Wellington goes on. Marcus Smith must be. Oh, the away goal. This time, go Scotland. Footwork from Durham and the weather. This is astonishing. That is a right moment.
Presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Start January 19th, 8 p.m. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Dance all you want, but don't get timed out.
Sri Lanka Tour of Bangladesh, 3 T20s, 3 ODIs and 2 tests. 4th March to 3rd April. Live on the Papare TV, the Papare TV HD and Dialogue View app, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ක්‍රීඩා විකාශනයේ මෙතෙක් අත් නොවිති නව්‍යතම අත්දැකීම් සමගින් ක්‍රීඩා ටෙලිවිෂනයේ සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය.
Welcome back to the live action from Royal Complex as we're ready to kick off the second half of this penultimate game of Nippon Club Rugby League 2023-24. Havis with a wonderful restart, put it up really high. Fajreen doing well to secure that ball, and I see off the second wave of challenge from CHNFC. Havelocks will want to focus and all the coughing that one cheaply. CH looking to counter.
Advantage over!
Abzal to Loksara, who goes on the knee.
Mid back to CH. Steady.
There was a high shot.
Doctor. Steady.
Play is not moving, which is not a great sign.
Pitanga. ඒක යා නී එකට යනවා. එයා ආපු පිම් එකෙන් කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරගන්න බෑ මිඩි බැක් එක.
Looked like it was Gimhan Sil. Here's what happened. Carried the ball and the two players, I think they are going to get away with just a penalty because the ball carrier went to his knee. It'll remain as a penalty only as we get the confirmation from the two referees as well.
Dare I say, Sudarshan, if the review was available, could have been in a little bit of trouble because the tackler seemed to go a bit upright. So it's one of those 50-50 calls. Nonetheless, it's good to see this play. Such drives play into Havelock's territory.
Have we said again, starting off very promisingly, chasing their own kick, managing to get it back, but gives position away cheaply with an unforced error through one of the experienced men, Sinal Dilika.
And Maroon captain, please. Captain.
Referee wanting to have a word with the two skippers.
Line out. Numbers. How many numbers? Okay, please. Stop.
Not quite sure what the issue is. Was it as a result of that previous tackle?
Referee wants to make sure that both the teams announce their numbers before they come into the line out, which is a necessity in this modern day rugby, because your opposition will make a decision whether they are going to match it or whether they are going to have less than that.
Advantage number one. Side in.
Abdullah Faiz have been judged that he came from the side, but it looked like he was part of the initial bind. It'll be for very interesting viewing. Faiz looked like that he bound initially on the maul, so even though the maul breaks, he had his initial bound intact.
Yes, it's the interpretation at the end of the day, Sudarshana. Can have all the rules, it's how the referee interprets them. Important for players to keep that in mind and adjust accordingly. So line out just outside the 22. Again, Havelocks just not being able to hold on to position for extended period of time. Wonderful bit of line out play by CHNFC. Get the driving maul going. Peeled inside. This is very good by CH. Will now look to try and make some inroads along the fringes. Good work by the CH forwards. Again along the fringes. Abzal just evaluating his options. Big hit by the Havelock's defender, but looks like the referee will call back play. And looks like Havelocks are going to be short, and this time it's the skipper himself. Or rather it's Christian Delisle, who has been sent to the sin bin for a high tackle. So this is not good for Havelocks. In the red zone, you just cannot afford to make those kind of mistakes. CH won't have any hesitation in going for a line out. An interesting substitution as well. They've got their talisman, Madhushankar, on the field. He's very good at controlling these driving balls from the back.
Try and bring in that experience. Well, just as we said, lost forward advantage. Losing the ball forward, CH and FC.
There's some good line out play. Probably CH not expecting that line out to be contested. Havelock's taking them by surprise. So it's always a risk, but on this time, this risk has paid off.
Coach! Bye!
Pressure for Harris. Defensive scrum in the 5 meters. Ball available at the back. Advantage in favor of Havelocks. And the CH front row guilty of going down. Not controlling their body weight. Not getting their bind right.
Yes, that's where experience comes into play, isn't it? You'd probably expected that experienced front row to have probably just sat on that scrum, because it was a pretty narrow angle from which Havelocks had to clear that line. So even if they did get good clean ball, don't think they would have got much distance from that. And while it could have been a line out from inside the 22 in favor of CH, as a result of that infringement, it's a line out for Havelocks, almost on the 40-meter mark. Havelocks going to the front of the line out, but not 5 meters is the call, so it'll be a free kick. Fajuddin a bit confused with that call.
Well, nothing going the way of the hookers when it comes to both the teams. Plus, Dasanayaka didn't have it easy. Then comes Prasad Madhusankar, who doesn't find the mark, and Asmir Fajuddin, normally safe as houses, didn't find that as well.
Down, the release.
Well, interesting call that, because I thought Jai Vikrama, it was part of the tackle that he ripped that ball. Abdullah, you can't. He did not complete the tackle. If he completes the tackle, he needs to release the man and then go for the ball.
Yeah, I'll be interested to have a look at that once again. I'm not sure whether he was on the ground when he made contact with the ball. We'll have to have a look. Nonetheless, penalty has been awarded, and this time CH deciding to go to the post. Rajapaksha is lining up the kick. CH will be playing with a slight wind in their favor in this second half. Rajapaksha approaches the ball, strikes it, a bit of a wobble, but it eventually goes over. So for the first time in this game, CH and FC take the lead. Courtesy a penalty from Rohita Rajapaksha, and that will be his final act of the game. He's contributed 6 points. So it'll be 11 points to 10. And he will be replaced by Dinesh De Silva in the pivotal number 10 position. A wonderful tap back. Jayatu Rajaratnam, the man on that occasion. Will Havelocks be able to strike back immediately? Charana Pereira takes the ball up. Rifan going back on the same side. Not the best pass. Well collected by Madhuanta. Play back in Havelock's half.
Good.
Taken into contact once again. Rifan to Jai Vikrama. To Mushin Falil. Good tackle by Avantali against his opposite number. But referee has said that their entire defensive line of CHNFC was offside.
Number 12. Yes, number 12. Just play.
Or was it for a high tackle?
This dangerous play, number 12, that was Lee, who was the guilty party. Had two options, and Fajrin opts for the easier one for Madhuanta to bring Havelocks back to the lead.
Just sensed a bit of urgency from Havelock's partner from that kickoff itself. Lovely chase and tap back by Jai Durajaratna. Madhuanta makes no mistake from that distance. So once again Havelocks back in the lead, 13 points to 11. And things are slowly but surely heating up. Already in its half, the lead has gone back and forth.
Time off.
Need to keep in mind Havelock still down a player. So we have a look at that replay once again. That's bread and butter stuff for Madhuanta. Quality of place kicker he is. De Silva not reaching the 10-meter mark. So it will be a scrum in favor of Havelocks.
CHNFC now slipping down. This is the important phase of the game. They've just managed to get in front of Havies. They've lost their lead, but it's just a 2-point game here at the complex. What they need to do is try and capitalize on this game and the opportunities that arise. Here's Rifan, Falil to Jaya Vikrama, gives it to Madhuanta, who straightens things up. To Mushin again.
No, run.
Rifan to Faiz. Mushin puts the ball to boot. In the corner is Senaviratna. But referee blows a penalty for holding the ball on the ground. So opportunity now for Havies. Quick decision to be made for Fajruddin, who decides that he will go for touch. Banks on his experience to get the line out right, which is going to be very, very important. Good work by Falil. There you go. That should have been a penalty, really, Abdullah. A card maybe, because that is cynical play by the player, not letting the play continue.
Well, at least it was spotted and adjudicated as a penalty. Could have been let go and call for a line out, but that was not the case. So Havelocks win that ball, form the maul, but decide to break away from it. And now it will be a few pick and goes along the fringes. Again attacking on the fringes. Chana Pereira makes a bit of ground. This is much better by Havelocks. Much more urgency shown by them. Just need to be a bit patient, not force the issue.
Release it! Release it!
Rifan looking at his options, deciding to go on the open side. Havelock's deciding to go out wide. Mushin Falil slings the ball out wide to Rajaratnam. Rajaratnam makes a break, but he's held back. The ball passed back in. Madhuanta gives it to his skipper.
Release it!
Ball has been recycled. Quick feed by Rifan. Skips a couple of players. Dinupaseni Viratna.
No.
Ball yet kept alive. Madhuanta looking at his options. Fajuddin finds a bit of space. Another pick and go along the fringes and unfortunately knocked on. So once again, Havelock's just not clinical at the crucial moments. They had the CHNFC defense on the back foot, did a lot of hard work, but just at the crucial moment knocking the ball on.
It's the patience that's really hurting Havelocks. They had to be patient even when I believe Rifan needs to make better decisions around distribution of that ball, Abdullah. When he decided to go to his backs, he could have used his forwards couple of more times, suck in the defense and then go to the corner. You saw when Rajaratna got the ball, if he had three men to beat in that corner, if they had been sucked in to the action, it would have been a better result for Havelock Sports Club. $11 points to 13. Havelocks in the red zone of CHNFC.
Coach! Bye! Set! Steady!
Abzal with the feed. De Silva kicks it into touch. Makes a few meters. Just inside the 22. Fajuddin. Once again, Havelocks deciding to employ a shortened line out. Both teams have struggled for fluency in this game. Just haven't been able to get their attacking plays. Just that coordination seems to be lacking.
Time on!
Always difficult, isn't it, Abdullah, after a long season, your final game. You're not in contention for the top title as well. Trying to win this game so that you finish third. Got to make it's a game that is important, but it's also a game that will not give you a title. So it's very difficult to get yourself pumped up and focused, which is why it's been an erroneous affair from both the teams. Rifan to Faiz.
Rock! No hand, please!
Rifan to Fajuddin, and that's going to be a penalty, and I'll be surprised if that's not a card. Yes. No two words on that, because there was absolutely no intention of intercepting that. The hand movement was towards the ground. So CHNFC lose their first 5-8 for 10 more minutes, and Samuel Madhuanta gets an opportunity to increase the lead by 3 more points right in front of the post. And as for range, he has plenty more.
Yes, by his standards, should have much trouble with this. Madhuanta strikes it cleanly. but hasn't found the mark. Commentators curse Sudarshana.
Well, at least something that's been consistent throughout this season, isn't it, Abdullah? Every time you sing praises of someone, just the most unlikeliest thing. But nevertheless, Havelocks will receive possession back. Here's Abzal. Rifan underneath it. Madhuanta putting the ball to boot. Good little chip. Senaviratna collects it. The two Dons have been absolutely brilliant on the two wings, showcasing some basketball skills. Ball comes out of the ruck, but on the side of Havish. Rifan. Dilshan straightens it up, makes it available. Dangerous play, says the referee. Here's an opportunity for Delay.
Number 1.
Again, another penalty as the line has been found offside. And
what do you want?
the referee asking which penalty you want, because it was clear where Havelocks wanted the penalty and they took it quickly. Should have let the game continue.
This is just one thing that the referees probably could work on, is letting the game flow from a penalty, isn't it? Very reluctant to let the quick tap go. Just helps speed up the game so much. If a team is willing to take the quick tap, it should be encouraged as much as possible.
And also this time around, the penalty was taken from the correct mark, Abdullah. "60 minutes on our clock, but it's felt like forever." Ravindu Anjula on the ground. Seems like he's gone a little hit on his knee, and
1 minute water break.
referee Anushant calls for a minute water break.
Yes, Havelocks have definitely shown much more urgency at the start of this second half. But once again, just haven't been able to get the points on the board. Just the one penalty to show for their efforts. Have to say Havelocks are living pretty dangerously. It's like the CH player, I think it's the open side flanker, Anjula Ravindu, who has been taken off the field. Looks a pretty nasty knee injury. He already has his knees strapped. So for the young lad's sake, it's not too serious. So we'll come back for the penalty to resume play after that 1 minute water break.
Simon!
It looks like Havelocks have opted for a scrum. So it'll be a 5 meter scrum. Be interesting to see what options they do decide to take.
Coach! Bide! Number 8, bide in. Set!
Got a handy short side to work with. The ball is fed in by Rifan, but deciding to go to the open side. Jai Vikrama takes a couple of defenders, passes it on to Falil.
Advantage!
CH defense desperately standing tall, and looks like they've held up. But offside is the call by the ref, so he was playing advantage.
Number 24, line offside.
And once again, Havelocks deciding to go for the scrum. Normally you'd say they'd go for the post, but probably the fact that CH are down a player has factored into that decision. Have a look at that play once again. Jai Vikrama, lovely offload to Mushin Falil, but some desperate CH defense holding Havelocks at bay. And Jai Vikrama over the line, but brilliantly turned over by the CH defense. And this time, a break by the number 8. It's the number 3. Yes, it's Janindo Fernando, who normally plays at prop, has gone to the back of the scrum. A wonderful pick and go from that scrum. You'd have to wonder where the CH back row was. And as a result, Havelocks have further extended that lead. The back row was nowhere to be seen, and from that kind of distance, it was no stopping Janindo Fernando. Conversion successful. So after a tightly contested first 60 minutes, Havelocks find themselves with a 9-point lead, and CH will yet need to play with 14 players for the next 6 minutes or so. Abzal with the restart. Nice hanging kick, but cleanly taken by Madhuanta. Jai Vikrama hoists it high, gets good height, and it's knocked on. Good chase by Rajaratna, and it's just a boot by Janindo Dilshan that saves CH's blushers.
Well, Harris are now pumped up, a 9-point lead. They can see that they will be able to close this game out. CH, on the other hand, are slowly but surely losing the grip they had on this game.
Coach! Bye!
Rifan with the feed into the scrum. Referee just having a quiet word with both the front rows.
Tight bind, please. Tidy. Tidy. So heads up. Okay. Coach! Bye! Easy, easy boys, easy. Set!
Rifan with the feed into the scrum. A big scrum by CH. But Havelocks managed to get the ball out wide. Nice short pass. Referee has come back for the penalty infringement. An illegal scrum by CH. The drive was upwards. Not for the first time this season, Sudarshana. CH have been penalized for that. Doesn't matter whether it was the case or not. They've just got to adapt, isn't it, to the referee's calls. It's something you'd expect that experienced front row to adjust, and they just haven't been able to do that.
Yes, I think the desperation and also the conditioning coming too. Therefore, that's a brilliant kick, bringing play on to the 22 meters. There you go. It's clear to see, clear as day, because Fajudin was on air basically. That'll only happen when the opposition team is going up. Here's the line out from Havis. Dilak at the back breaks it for Havelocks. Fajudin looking for that support. That's going to be a penalty. You have to control your body weight, and Havis happy to take it quickly. 10 okay, says the referee. Delisle taking it quickly. There was hands. High tackle. And the referee calls a dangerous play. Will that be another yellow card? Let us wait and see. Becoming a little messy here at the complex.
So I think the fact that Havelocks have suddenly upped the intensity of their play has got CH napping to a certain extent. That on that occasion, the referee letting the quick tap by Delisle go, and they've got some rewards for it. Referee having a word with both captains once again.
Referee Arnashanta not happy with how players are not responding to his calls. It's the last stages of the game. Players are being a little messy. So he's warning both the captains to have a word with their chargers. Havish opting for a scrum. They've become confident of how they have managed to put pressure on the opposition.
Coach! Bye! Set! Hey, junior bye!
Havelocks breaking at the back through their number 8. Here's Delisle taking it. Charana still on the move. Takes 4 men to bring him down. That's a penalty. Back-to-back penalties in the red zone, and going in with the ball was Janidu Fernando, making it available. Ball available for Havis. Plenty of arms blocking that ball, reaching out for it. Here's Faiz. Stop inches away, and that's going to be, oh well. He says, thank you very much. I'll touch this one down. Dilshan Chaturanga for Havelocks. And that could very well be the finishing touches for this third place encounter.
Well, the last 10 minutes or so, Havelocks have awoken from their slumber, isn't it? Very lethargic in those first 50 minutes or so, but all of a sudden they have upped the ante, and the pace of the game has definitely taken CH by surprise. The fact that they've had to endure a couple of yellow cards hasn't helped their cause either. So Havelocks sitting pretty, 25 points to 11, with the conversion to come from Madhuanta. Madhuanta not finding the target once again. Not one of his better days with the boot. Has been very reliable for Havelocks. As we have a look at that try once again. It's very well spotted by Irfan as well. Keeping it with the forwards, creating a couple of phases, drawing that defense in, and eventually huge amount of spaces out wide, which is well exploited. Long restart, cleanly collected by Rajaratnam. Madhuanta with the clearance. Another huge kick from a very acute angle, and has driven play past the halfway mark. Hasn't been his better days from the tee, but my God, off the hand, he's been terrific with the boot.
Well, field kicking of Madhuanta has been absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? Abdullah, a couple of more meters to the left from there. He might have try and opted for the 50-22 even. Prasad Madhushankar with the throw, and this time goes to the number 6 spot. Then pressure on CHNFC. Abzal looking to step, but has nowhere to go.
No, con.
Javi is now happy to slow things down. And put CH under pressure, asking them to do all the work. They can afford to do that because they have a very good cushion. Here's Madhuanta with a little bit of a dink, finds Lee.
You sit in. You can come again. You come again. You fresh. Kick in and just sit.
I think the call was for offside. A couple of Javi's players charging in front of Madhuanta, which was picked up by the ref.
Time off. Die. Wait.
One of the Havelock's players is on the ground with a bit of a shoulder injury by the looks of it. Let's have a look at that replay once again. Yes, very clearly. Chanaka Chandimal was in front of the kicker, well spotted by referee Arun Shanta. It looks like Madhuanta was the player down, but it's back on his feet. So opportunity for CH to get back in Havelock's half.
Time on. Line offside.
CH decide to take a short tap. Avantali passes it out to his 3/4. Going across field. But looks like there's been a high tackle.
I think this is yellow. Number 28.
And the referee has given a card.
Marker.
Probably a tad unfortunate because
Danger play.
the CH player was virtually on the ground. So Joy Vikrama Jr. will be in the sin bin for the next 10 minutes. It's important that CHNFC capitalize on that as we enter the final 10 minutes of this game. Have a look at that once again. Yes, it was a seatbelt tackle, as they call it. Madhushankar with the throw, goes to the front. The pass back was not to the desired man, but nonetheless CH managed to retain possession. Big hit by the Havelock's fringe defense. Once again attacking along the fringes. CH showing a bit of patience. It's very static. Again, deciding to spread it around this time. Not the best of passes by De Silva. Nonetheless, CH managing to control possession. Matisha Pereira breaks on the short side. Position retained. Priyadarshana takes the ball up. Makes a few meters. But very well done by Havelocks.
No.
Really good work on that occasion.
I'm watching.
I think it's Christian Delisle on that. The man who managed to poach that ball. The accuracy of this CHNFC supporting players not good enough. So Madhuanta will make use of the opportunity to drive play back in to CH's half. Another big kick, but not finding touch this time. Collected by Janindu Dilshan, who returns it with another high kick. Comfortably collected by De Silva Jr. Dinupa warding off a couple of players. What a wonderful run. Chandimal supporting but unable to get the ball out. And he's been penalized for holding on. Afzal deciding to up the tempo, taking a short tap. And the ball is knocked on by Matisha. So play on. Madhuanta gets the ball out wide. And once again a hand coming in. And it'll be another yellow card for Janindu Dilshan.
Hey. Got it. Time off.
Few words exchanged. Obviously Janindu Fernando saying something which didn't please Janindu Dilshan.
Captain. Please, Captain. Captain.
So both teams will probably end this game with 14 players. And from that penalty, Fajuddin, after a discussion with some of his players, deciding to go take the points. Wise decision.
Change your gun. Yeah, Apo gain Kenya. Please. Yeah, all gun. Yeah, all gun. Change. Bleed in. Put in.
Madhuanta not having one of his better days with the boot today. See whether he can make amends for that. Currently standing in 5th place in the point scorers list.
Yeah, when they bleed in world. Okay, right. Simon! Kinko. Hayatina.
It is getting pretty dark here at the Royal College Sports Complex. Keep in mind we had about a 15-minute delay. Madhuanta this time makes no mistake. So Havelock's moved to 28 points to 11. Approximately 7 minutes to go, and that will be the last act by Madhuanta in this game. He's been subbed off.
Had a good game, Madhuanta, despite not being 100% off the tee. His field kicking was wonderful, and also the stability that he brought on to Havis from as the last line of defense was terrific. Dilaka collecting that ball from the kickoff. Havis now will look to play territory. 25 points to 11 in front. What they need to do now is manage the game well and make sure that they keep putting pressure on CH, who have a massive mountain to climb, and CHNFC under pressure. Quickly taken by Havelocks, who are looking for another try. Little bit of a show and go. Needs to release because he's not supporting his body weight. Diving on that ball was Faiz, who seems to have lost the ball forward.
Please back, Jack. Please back. Please out. Back.
It looks like in diving for that ball, he's got a pretty bad injury. You can see him shaking his legs in pain. Fell awkwardly, did Abdullah Faiz. Let's hope it's not too serious. Never easy for a prop forward to still be playing well into the 75th minute of a game in this kind of heat, but he's been all over the place. Have a look at that once again, a quick tap taken. Fernando Jr. just deciding to snipe on the open side, was held up. And then from this loose ball, Faiz. Just an awkward fall.
I think maybe it was his shoulder or his elbow that was twisted awkwardly.
Fortunately, seems to be okay.
Knock on ball. White ball.
So CHNFC with a scrum.
Time on.
Just about 5 meters from their own goal line. Interesting to see what option they will take. Don't think going to touch will be one. Probably kick it downfield and try and apply a bit of pressure.
Due to the late start, here we are. Losing light here. Got about 5 more minutes to play on our clock.
Bye. Time on. Set.
Here's Abzal running before he passes. CH looking to run from coast to coast. Awant Ali playing his last game before he takes wing to pursue his masters as skipper of the Gymkhana club. So he will not be present for the knockouts. Well done by Delisle that time. When he got the call to let it go, immediately let it go. CH, one last charge, one for the road. Difficult for them to win it from here, but wants to go out with some consolation.
Okay. Not release.
Well, not releasing the tackle, it's the call. Delisle would probably say otherwise. Abzal taking the quick tap, trying to create something, breaks a couple of tackles, manages to keep the ball alive. Lee feeds it from the base. Madhushankar pass it on to the wing. This is much better by CH, though coming a bit late. Referee has his hands out for offside, be advantage. Madhushankar, pick and go. Lee from the base feeds it out to his forwards who take it up. Abzal going back on the short side. Unfortunately not finding the mark, but they were playing advantage. So referee will come back for the offside. They just got to take the quick tap, isn't it? I don't think that's time to put it in touch. That's exactly what Abzal does. Awant Ali, will he be able to have the final say in his final game? Unfortunately not. It has been knocked on.
Last play. Yes, last play. Time off.
There's just phases in this game where Havelocks have really upped the tempo and then again gone into a state of lull. But it was just that period, isn't it, between that third and fourth quarter, between around the 50th and the 65th minute, that period of play where Havelocks really took this game by the scruff of the neck.
Yes, that's the time, despite being a man down. They conceded a yellow card as well. They managed to put in that big shift, Tavish, and managed to get the win, Abdullah. As we close in on the final minutes of this game, it's time for us to decide on the Black Knight player of the match. A lot of the play, it's been a very erroneous affair, so it's not going to be very easy.
Yes, and it's kind of the game where you have to probably look at the forwards, isn't it? And I'll make two picks and I'll let you make the choice. I thought the man on the ground now, Christian Delisle, has been very good. He's been brilliant at the breakdown. His work rate has been very good as well as the number 8, Janindo Fernando, who generally plays at prop forward. I thought he's been pretty good as well. Both of them playing slightly out of position. Delisle generally a third row, while Fernando is usually a front row forward. So I thought they were the two outstanding players in today's game, and just let you make the final pick, Sudarshan, as a forward yourself.
Well, interesting calls there because Delisle was phenomenal with his work rate, but the only argument I would have against him is the fact that he did receive a yellow card and missed out 10 minutes. But on the other hand, I think, like you mentioned, Jonathan Fernando, the number 3, he started off as a front rower in this game and then moved to number 8. And after the substitution of Oliver Buckle, he operated from the third row. So I am going to go with Jonathan Fernando Abdullah, who had a very good game, and it's never easy when you have to play in specialist positions like the first row and the third row as well. You don't get many players with the ability to do that, and I think I'm going to agree with you on that, and I will also go with Janindo Fernando.
So there you have it, Janindo Fernando, man of the match between this game between CHNFC and Havelocks. So also an honorable mention to that man who is being stretchered out now, Christian Delisle. He's had a terrific game as well.
And also a note on the two wingers, Abdullah, Dinupu Seneviratne and Rajaratne. Although they did not have telling contributions, whenever they were with the ball, they looked threatening. Rajaratne with that wonderful tap back, isn't it? And Delisle being stretchered off, we really do hope that it's not as bad as it looks, and he will be able to recover. Last play says the referee. So Havish will finish the season as the third seed of the Nippon Club Rugby League 2023-24, and will be able to try and celebrate the conclusion of their season on a more happier note out of the two teams, and will be the happier team. Havelock Clubhouse will be the happiest spot today.
Yeah, most definitely. And also the fact that they managed to avenge that defeat at the start of the season. That loss so pleased them no end. So once again, a break from the back of that scrum by our man of the match, Janindo Fernando. Havelocks, CH rather throwing everything into that breakdown, but they managed to retain position. And Havelocks have just put that into touch, and that will be the final play of the game. Eventually, Havelocks ending up comfortable victors, 25 points to 11, but going into half-time with just a slender 2-point lead. Seemed that it's going to be a game that would go down to the wire, but just during the middle part of that second half, Havelocks just upped the intensity of their play and eventually managing to win this game fairly convincingly.
Well, conclusion of the penultimate game, we only have the big one to go for tomorrow. Sierra FC hosting Candy Sports Club at London Place, the place where they like to call the home of rugby, the home of the Reds. Will host the big game, but full-time confirmation from Royal Complex is that the Gymkhana Club has been down by the Park Club. 11 points to 28 as Havelock secure the third spot of the Nippon Rugby League 2023-24. But for all of you, it's going to be an interesting weekend. Come tomorrow, I'm sure every rugby fan, even if you're not a CHNFC or a Candy Sports Club fan, you are going to be glued in front of your screens as a fan of rugby, of Sri Lankan rugby tomorrow when those two heavyweights clash. Here's how the scoring was done in the second half. Samuel Madhuwanta didn't have a great day off the tee, but managed to get important points for Havelock when CH was challenging. Here's our player of the match, Senaviratna, beg your pardon, Fernando, Janidu Fernando, touching down for Havelock, and Chatra Dilshan says thank you with a dive to finish things off. This one, Madhuwanta again managing to get those 3 points and make sure that Havelock was always in front. Key stats of the game: 11 points to 28, 3 tries for the Havish, 2 converted and 3 penalties to notch up their 28 points. CHNFC only managed to get a solitary try and 2 penalties through the boot of Rohit Rajapaksa. Player of the match, Black Knight player of the match, Janidu Fernando of Havelock Sports Club, and Havish, like we mentioned, secure the third spot of the league. Abdullah, end of another interesting club rugby season as far as these two teams are concerned, but a massive game tomorrow.
Absolutely. All roads leading to London Place. So we'll keep everyone entertained, no doubt. It's been a long time since a game has gone into the final game of the league, and a lot of hype, much talked about. I'm sure we can invite all our viewers to join us at London Place tomorrow. If not, you can see all the action right here on the Papare on channel 126.
Oh yes, if you are going to miss out on being at the London Place, you need to be glued to your screen. If it's on television, that will be on 126. If it's on your screens, on your mobiles, the Papare.com, all platforms will showcase the game. Up until we meet you tomorrow from London Place, I'm Sudarshan Peri signing off alongside Abdullah Yusuf and the Papare.com production and the technical crew. Until we meet again.
Protect your home from harmful bacteria. Nippon Paint Medifresh, a powerful combination of silver and zinc ions. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
Hot and spicy fun by Rugby Karanga. Beat the remake Karanga the winner. Havelock Bawala yana give a fashion Karanga. Fun Karanga Kotumi Kiki Karanga. Prima Kotumi Fun Tamai.
හඳුන්වා දෙන NDBC Digital Youth Account NDB බැංකුව.
Hot and spicy fun by Rugby Karanga. Beat the remake Karanga the winner. Havelock Bawala yana give a fashion Karanga. Fun Karanga Kotumi Kiki Karanga. Prima Kotumi Fun Tamai.
හඳුන්වා දෙන NDBC Digital Youth Account NDB බැංකුව.
Prima Kotumi Fun Tamai. to me, fun tamai.
හඳුන්වා දෙන NDBZ Digital Youth Account NDB බැංකුව.
Introducing NeosPay, a fun way to make payments from your Neos app. For the fun of paying, hashtag NeosPaid.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles. Original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.